welcome back to episode 12, maybe, of Medieval Dynasty. In today's episode, we're going to be bringing in the fall. We've got a new season approaching, so we can see kind of. I know when I went, I think from spring to summer, that might have happened off camera. I want to say I was like harvesting or something. So we'll see what that looks like, see if any little story bits come. I know in the first map that was the thing, and then when the Oxbow came, I don't think I experienced any of those. Maybe I was in co-op, and that's why it changed. I'm not sure. But, we'll see if there's any of that. And then we'll check out the farm. We'll check out the mine. And then after that, I believe the next thing we're going to have to do is probably run into town. So we'll make a couple things. Let's see, armor-wise, what we can all get on. I'd like to get a full set of armor. I think that'd be super cool. And then, yeah, get some missions done in town. This will kind of be a mission-oriented episode, I think. See if we can get a couple of them in. And that way, we can get more people living in town with us. So, you can tell it's just about nighttime. I went out and just chopped a couple trees down, while we were waiting. So you can tell we have the option now is to sleep to next season. We got a cool little animation here. It's definitely a cool part of this game is like see how the trees kind of changed and the grass, and now there's going to be like different mushrooms and whatnot that we can pick. So I definitely like that part. It's super cool. Like, see how everything just looks different now. So, well, let's see here. Let's get on our armor. So that should make us a little warmer. And let's start with the farm. I won't do any of the farming aspects on camera. We'll do a couple here to see what they look like. But yeah, then what I'll do is I'll harvest everything kind of off camera because it's it's not the most exciting part. It's super fun to do, right? So you're gonna just come here and I mean that's literally all it is. The cabbage is nice because it's not taking any tool. But you can see I just did that little part, and what did I say I have? I have so we already have 69 cabbage and 12 cabbage seed from just those. So we're getting more seed than we used, which is an awesome part of this game. I love that. So we'll see, because I think we planted 75 cabbage. So at the end, I kind of want to see how many seeds we have. But again, I'll come back to that. I'll make sure that everybody's, kind of gets an idea of what that looks like when it's done. And then the other part is, so now we also have some of this done. So you can see we have oats. Right, so oats, that's kind of what the oats look like when you harvest them. And then we also have some wheat. Oh man, there we go. And 4 sticks, 4 stones. Let's see here. Let's see if we can make another sickle real quick. 1, 2, 3. One more. One more. So we got some red pine mushrooms. But yeah, I really like how they change kind of with the seasons. Again, I'll harvest all of this, and then once it's all like harvested, I think we'll do a quick little cut and come back. That way everybody can see kind of what we got out of it. Alright, maybe. There we go. Right, so kind of a similar aspect. But yeah. So let's take a couple seconds. You can see what we're all going to harvest. And through the magic of editing, come back in 2 seconds and that will be done. Alright, so we got that all done. And we'll show you a little something here. So all I did was, went through harvesting stuff. Now, one of the things you may want to look at, we did get a skill while I was doing that. What do we got? Oh, I don't have a mount yet. Faster farming. Eventually I will want the orchard man. And the weight, so looks like we're just going to have to put something somewhere. We will eventually want this one, so let's take that one. That should have, yep, so that opened up some of these good ones down here. Now, something to look at. So, right, if we go to our management, and I haven't renamed anything yet, or I haven't set anything up right, because we don't have a farmer, we're all just doing it by ourselves. So we're still kind of in the basics of farming. So if we look, right, we can see, if we go to fall, which we're currently in, so see how we have the little moving icon there. So I wanted to harvest those. And then what I did was, if we go to our fall, right, so this is telling us that we needed to harvest our cabbage. So I left one on purpose, right? Because if we look at this, it's like, oh, that looks pretty good. I think I got everything. Well, let's just make sure. So on our first screen, right, I can tell I got all the wheat and the oats, or yeah, I think it was wheat and oats that I had. So if I go to the second field and I look, I say, oh, oops, I clearly missed one over there. So it looks like it's on the, the bottom, or which would be the left side of the field. Right, and I mean, I still can't tell, but when you get way over here, it's like, oh, yep, okay, there's the one I missed. All right, so I just wanted to show everybody that little tidbit there. So once you get into these big old fields, and if it's still just you and you haven't hired a farmer yet, it's, it's quite a bit. All right, so we have the farm harvested. Now, what do we do with that harvest? So we can kind of look around in here, so you can tell we have fertilizer unlocked, right? We're going to get to that. That's the manure and the rot. And then that's our daub and our animal feed. We can't do anything with this stuff yet. So it's not that. And if we come over here, right, so this is where we're going to make our flour. Okay. And generally what I do, and again, do what you want to do, but you can see how the wheat makes more flour. And rye and oats is actually going to be used to make your animal feed. And if you're like me and you want like a big farm setup with a bunch of animals, I generally just save these for animal feed, and then I'll make some breads out of them like later on when the farms are really up and running. But the wheat grain, it's the same amount of grain, and you get more flour out of it. Okay, and then when we get the windmill up, then we'll really be hammering those out. So we can't do anything here yet. So what we got to do is we got to thresh the wheat and the oats that we harvested. So if we go to the wheat, let's see, we can thresh all of that. And again, this will be something where it'll take, it'll take a couple seconds to do. Unless you're cheating like me. So you can tell just out of that, I got 147 straw, 210, wheat grain out of it. And then here's 14 oat grain, 7 straw out of these oats. So if we do that, we can do 20 of those. So again, just that tiny little bit in that field gave us 140 straw, 280 oat grain. Okay, so pretty darn good. Now, what we want to do is we have wheat grain of, let me take a look-see. I think, would that say 210? So if we look at our grains, so wheat grain 210, if you look at the bottom, it's a type of grain crafted from wheat on the threshing floor in the barn, right? That's what we just did. Can be used for cooking, okay? So we could take that grain and cook with it in the kitchen. Brewing in the tavern, which would be more of a way more end-gamey thing. Then creating flour at the cairn. I think I'm saying that right. And the barn and in the windmill. Or sowing the fields using this. So this wheat grain is used for a buttload of stuff, right? When we have a big field of it, we're going to have a ton of it. But right now, if you remember, the way I'm setting my farm up is I'm going 16 by 16. So I need 256 of these grains, which I don't have yet. So that means I'm going to have to probably, when we plant again in the spring, I'm just going to buy a little bit so that way I have a full field of this. Whereas if we look at the oat grain, we're a little above 256. So, I mean, I'm just going to keep those extra couple, but we're good for oats now. So once the spring comes along, I'm going to have a whole big field of oats ready to plant. And then if we look at our cabbage, so 176 seed is what we got out of planting 75 cabbage. So you can kind of see how I said it's good to get the field started because it's going to save you in the long run, right? Like if you can start with 50 seed or whatever like we did, now for next season when I plant cabbage, I have 176 seed ready to go. Okay, and then I got way more than this. I want to say there's like 800 total, but I had to put some in the thing already, the food storage. So again, we threshed it, and now we would turn it into grain if we, you know, if we were in that position. For right now, let's throw this cabbage in there so I can move around a little bit. We will take that back up to food storage. But let's see what we got over here. So our compost bin, we got a bunch of rot. And all of that rot, remember, we can turn into something. So that was all the berries we picked last summer. So if we go here, right, we're not using the manure, we're using rot, and that's going to turn into fertilizer for us. So just with those 2 compost bins, and I want to say the one was mostly full, so I'm pretty sure you get 100 out of it if you fill two compost bins. But that would be 94 again. This will be a very fast craft for us. We're going to automate all of this, so I'm not cheating. So right now, this is very much faster than it should be, right? But I don't want to bore everybody. So just out of that, we got 94 fertilizer, which is awesome. Ooh, I don't think I'm going to be able to carry all of this stuff back. Yeah, that's going to be too heavy. All right, so we'll make a couple trips. And then the other thing I'll have to do, and I'll probably do this a couple days down the road, but we do want to plant our fall crops, which is our rye. Right, so it's important that we get that fall crop in there because we have the oats from the spring in. So now we want to make sure we get our rye in. That way, once the rye is harvestable in the spring, we'll have rye and oats to make our own animal feed so we don't have to buy it. What are we doing here? We're dropping something off, right? Bump, bump, bump. Yep. Let's go drop all this fertilizer and whatnot off. But yeah, just in that compost bin, I think that's going to give us, God, my guy is dying, enough fertilizer for next season. So we'll throw cabbage seed in there. We got some extra oats, oat grain, and did you see, let me go back to that. One of the other reasons I like the farm so much is, I mean, the seeds don't sell for a ton, but if you have a full field of them, like say you plant 256 of them, and then, you get whatever it is out of there. You're selling them for 4, which with our diplomacy levels 2 a piece. But the thing is you can carry so many of them and sell like a large quantity of them because they don't weigh anything. So that's another big bonus of that. Probably just gonna drop that rest of that rot. We don't need that. Or I'll put it in the compost bin or something. You can tell, yep, I already put 495 cabbage in there. So let's go grab the rest of that. Ooh, sorry, hold on. Man, my guy is just not in good shape this fall, I guess. Huffing and puffing. Before we go down there, let's look and see if our piggies have given us anything. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, not too bad. So we got 36 manure already. And we had them for like a day. But I'll show you the kind of the process for this. And again, right, we're gearing towards automating everything, so that manure will stay in there. And then normally we'll have our barn worker. They'll make the fertilizer for us. So we're not even going to touch anything. It's going to go from poop to fertilizer to the actual like farmer's hand. They're going to put it in the field for us. They're going to plant stuff for us. It's awesome. Bump, 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 bump. So if we look at fertilizer in the top part, right, so we're not using rot anymore. Now we're using the manure. So we had 36 manure, which is going to make us 18 fertilizer. All right, and there we go. And that's kind of the cyclic process. Grab all that, bring that back, of you know, kind of a fall harvest. So a pretty basic fall harvest. That's kind of like, especially your first year. You know, if you don't really get after farming as hard as I do, you know, that'll probably be your first and second year worth of farming, right? If you're still kind of doing it on your own and, you know, you only got a couple little fields planted. But yeah, don't you worry. Once fall is kind of wrapping up, and especially in winter, we are going to be really expanding the farm. But first, we need people. I need a whole crew of farmers out there. We don't need to wash ourselves. We're doing all right. There's our one guy. What you doing there, buddy? Oh no, that's Nedamira. Nedamira. The names in here are interesting. All right, so now, if you remember in the last episode, I forgot to put that away. What if I can just gonna toss that back here and we'll forget about it. Drop. Right, it's like it was never there. We'll find that. We'll find that like 3 seasons from now. So if you remember in our last episode, I'm just gonna clean up the inventory a sec here. We were taking the first steps to becoming a traveling soup salesman, which is early game good money, even like middle to end game when you have your market up and running. You know, it's not too shabby, because in just that small amount of field we have 888 cabbage, right? Which is a little ridiculous how much food we get out of there. Yeah, and down the road you might be like, oh man, why do you plant such giant fields if you get so much? It's like, well, I mean, you know, you can sell the base level of it, you can turn it into a bunch of stuff and then sell that, and then if you have a bunch of extra crap left over, you know, it rots and then you can turn it into fertilizer and sell that. So, you know, I like a nice big field for everything, I guess. So remember, we looked at the cauldron, and if we go to our soups, we needed 3 meat and 2 cabbage in a wooden bowl. So let's start kind of small and see where that gets us. So if we do, man, I mean, and we got to start pretty dang small, anyways. So if we do, what would it be, like 90 meat, 60 cabbage? I already forgot what the problem with taking the meat is we're not bringing a whole bunch in. So let's just take some of that, and then I should have some bowls over there. So remember, we threw our bowls in here. Now, if we look, so we can make 30. Which again, if you're making 30 at, what was that? It was a little over 10 seconds, 300 seconds. Right? It's going to be a little bit of a process where if you kind of play normal settings like I usually do, where you're kind of hanging out here. Ooh, there we go. So we just unlocked the Sewing Hut 2. Is that here? No. Which is Sewing Hut 2. Ooh, wool thread, that's a good one. We'll then eventually get into sheep for sure. Okay, and it looks like some cold protection stuff that also gives us some armor. Not bad. Right, saddlebag, laundry station. Okay. So just kind of unlocking some stuff. That's kind of the big one right there. We really got to get that mining operation up and going. Alright, so let's put the rest of our bowls away. So now if we look at our inventory, so we turned, you know, not very much cabbage into 30 soups, you know, which go for 26. So when we get there, they should be about 13, right? Which, you know, it's not a lot, and it's a nice money increase, you know, from taking just kind of bare minimums to, you know, our you know, a 3 and I don't know whatever meat is, you know, less than 6 for raw meat, and turning it into 26. So I think it's pretty profitable. It's not the best thing ever, right? It weighs a little bit. It doesn't give you a ton of money, but it's something to do, you know, with your veggies and all that. So we will definitely take that into town. When we go to look at our missions, we'll probably just take some random. We'll probably just take some cabbage and sell it. The other thing what we can do is, being that we're going to have so much cabbage, is we can tell our people to eat cabbage if they want, which if I did do that, let's take a look-see. So remember, that's under people's demand control, and if we go to food items, and I don't think there's a way to change the priority. If there is, let me know. I've looked around a lot, but I can't find it. So yeah, not too bad. If they run out of, so they're going to go here first, then they're going to take the regular meat. And if they don't take the meat, we can have a meat cabbage for now. So not a bad deal. I guess with that, I mean, let's take a look-see. Do we want to make, how much does that make us weigh? 21. So if I make 40, yeah, we could make some more soup, I think. Let's really get that, that fall harvest working for us. What would that be? 10. Nah, let's just use the last 10. So if we got, what is it? 3 meat, so we need 30 meat and 20 more cabbage. And then what I think we're gonna do, just go take a look at the mines. Oh, we do need our bowls. Grab them. So not a bad little moneymaker. I definitely prefer to, you know, have stuff that's a little heavier like that be sold on our market, but we're not quite to that point yet, so we will get there. All right. So we're just about ready to, you know, make a couple things on the forge, and then we're gonna run on into town. This episode, it's crazy. This game, kind of a cool view, huh? Like this game, it's like it's almost therapeutic, right? So, you know, I checked the time, and we're like halfway through an episode already, and I mean, I feel like I've gone through stuff pretty efficiently, and you know what I should do? Hold on. Gotta check this out real quick. I thought I saw something move, but maybe not. The bears are probably down there still. But yeah, the time just flies in this game. It's like before you know it, my little reminder's coming up, right? Because I want to keep episodes at a certain length. And yeah, it looks like it's gonna be all right. You know, but the little reminder will come up, and it'll be like, oh, you've already, you know, you've been playing for this long already. It's time to stop the recording. But yeah, I don't know. It's this game. It's just, you know, it's just so relaxing, and the time just flies when you're playing this game. You know, so I think we're good. Yeah, maybe this was the safe mine. There wasn't anything around it that we had to kill. So what I'm gonna do here is, again, we're going to go through a little edit, and when I come back, we'll have the mine all taken care of. And then I want to run us into the forge. So basically, I think this episode, it's going to be like, I don't know, we'll probably call it like our fall harvest or something. But it's going to kind of give everybody an idea of at least where I like to be first year in fall, you know, and then again, it's kind of like how you want to play. You know, if you don't want to farm at all, you might not even have any farm stuff up. If you don't want to forge stuff at all, you might not even have set up anything by a mine. But this is kind of, you know, my style and how I like to do it. So yeah, maybe we'll have this episode will be like our fall harvest. Um, so yeah, let's leave it here. I will head on in, and when I come back, we'll see what we got and what we can make. All right, the mining is complete. So let's go take a look at the rest of our fall harvest, I guess. I think we'll top off on some water. Actually, we can do that before we leave. Let's take a look, see at the forge. We're gonna go grab our copper and our tin here. See how we did. How's the animal feed looking? Oh, we only got 12 left. So when we go into town, don't let me forget. We need to get some more animal feed. Those couple pigs are really running through that. God, I forgot how much we started with, but yeah, it's going fairly quick. So we'll see. We're on 12 right now. Maybe we'll try to keep track of it over the next couple days. But we did pretty good. 110 copper ore. Got a bunch of salt in there, which would be helpful later when we salt our fish. And then a bunch of tin ore as well. I just grabbed the wrong thing. All right, here we go. Definitely have to do this in 2 trips. Yeah, so I'm thinking we'll start our adventure today as a soup salesman. We're also gonna bring over, I don't know, probably a couple swords. Get some money that way. And what we're gonna do is probably keep enough of the bronze bars, and hopefully with our money, maybe unlock some bronze armor. I think it'd be fun to get a full set of bronze armor and see how effective we can take out that bandit camp. I think that might be pretty fun for an episode a couple down the line. All right, grab the copper here. I got a little room. In case we can't take all of this. Why? I hate when it does that. Tin. Let's take 20 of them. So yeah, we'll get this crafted up here. And then we're gonna... I think that moved me one short. Yep. So we'll look and see what we need bronze-wise for the rest of an armor set, and we'll probably just set that aside. I know we're looking for money right now, but I feel like going to that camp will be a lot of fun. God dang it. Plus, I heard it was reworked, so I don't know, you know, what that all means. So I kind of want to, you know, take everybody there and find out. Maybe there's more bandits. Maybe they're hiding something better. I don't know. I think that'd be cool, though. So we can kind of put that first bronze set of armor to use and see how effective it'll be. All right. So you tell if we're looking at our Make the Kingdom Great Again. Straw, we're doing good. Limestone, we're right halfway there. Stone, we're over half. Logs, we're almost half. Kind of getting there, I guess. Oh, why? I don't know what I do to do that, but I do that a lot, where I push so that it maxes out like how many you're crafting, and then it'll go one short. So, probably just doing it too fast, and my finger's still on like the right analog stick, maybe. All right, a little jump for joy there. Let's see what we can make. So we can... Give me those. Okay, that was weird. Let's see. Let's get this planned out a little bit. So our bronze set of armor, we're gonna need the monies. So that's 200, 400, 800. So we need 1,000 coins yet just to unlock the ability to make the armor set. And we need to save 3, 6. Do I have? Yeah, 3, 6. Oh, that's for 12, 15. So we already got one of them. So let's just double check our math. 3, 6, 12, 15 bronze bars we want to set aside. And we're going to be able to make 33. So that's pretty good. Ooh, new level of production. Let's take a look. See, ooh, we got 2 there. Nice. Production's like super helpful if you play the game kind of normally and you're not doing like the whole, hey, I'm making a video on it, so I'm going to do that speedy thing. Because see, these are super helpful when you do that, but now they're not helpful at all for us. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll do the slower durability loss. Even then, like faster building's not a hard thing in this game. So yeah, normally now you'd probably be putting your points in the expert thing, which I would recommend. All right, so again, remember we said, so we're gonna try to unlock these 3, 6, 12, 15 we're saving. Which means we can make some bronze swords to sell. And they're 2 leather per every bronze bar, which I don't know how much leather we have. Is our hunter bringing in leather? Hunting lodge. They are, but at an incredibly slow rate. So we might actually be limited by our leather here a little bit. We got some copper. And then... we're going to save 15 bronze bars. So that gives us 18, so we can do 36 leather. How much leather do we have? Gosh, dang it. We have 2 leather. Man, I guess we used it. We used it for the bags. Yeah, that sucks. Alright. Alright. Let me see what we're looking at here. Decisions. We definitely want to make some swords to take with us. We need that leather, though. We really got to get our people in some better houses so we can amp up that production. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go grab my bow. We'll do a little hunting. I guess, I mean, I'm thinking, I guess we'll do it off camera. You've seen, you know, the hunting aspect of it. You know, again, tell me if, like, you know, like right now I'm kind of debating, you know, do I just want to go hunting and show everybody, but, you know, you've seen it. It's basically me chasing deer around in a circle. So, yeah, let's cut it here. I know we're doing a little bit of skipping around today and some fast forwarding, but that's all right. It's kind of that first day, and we want to get set up to our next episode where we can take everything into town, and then it'll be like the missions, and I'll bring you. We'll definitely do the missions together, you know, as a whole. But yeah, let's take a second, and we will meet back here. All
I need
right.
some water.
Welcome back. Our guys whining and complaining. We got our free-range piggies over here. We just got some leather, and I wanted to show everybody. Right, so we kind of talked about like the floor. Right, so it's kind of dirty. So just to grab some extra manure, figure while we're running by, let's grab this. You can tell our person, right, has kept the trough up. So now we have some extra manure we can throw away for later to get that fertilizer going.
Oh, I'm dying
Which
of
we
thirst.
we are gonna need a lot of fertilizer. I didn't see any little baby piggies. Every season, your animals have a chance of reproducing. That's something we'll check on a little more in depth later. All right, but we do have leather. Let's see how much we got. I think I got about 4 deer or so. If we go to bronze weapons, not too bad. 12 bronze swords should get us a good chunk of money once we get into town.
I need to drink something.
Yes, I know you're thirsty. He's a whiny little baby. We still got those little houses. There's still so much to do. It's awesome. All right, let's grab him a drink so you don't have to keep listening to that guy complain the whole time. Let's get prepared for our trip into town. I will bring you with me, being that it's a new season. There might be some new stuff along the road. And then that should probably take us to the end of our episode. So we'll kind of get into what we got going on next. Yeah, so we'll get management. We're still at 2 pigs, so no pigs. So we got our swords. We are going to sell our swords. And we got to go pick up our soup. I am going to wear my armor. We got that extra meat. I'm going to cook that meat real quick because I want to take some. Use my little, hey, we're making a video excuse for doing that super fast. Now, let's throw away, or not throw away, but we'll put in, let's bring 9 for the road. Actually, we'll eat a couple to top ourselves off, and then we're also going to grab... so we got a little bit of meat. We're doing okay. Plus, we got all that cabbage, so if we need to, they can eat the cabbage. I'm kind of tempted to have them eat some cabbage right now. So let's say I want to do that, right? We're running low on meat, and we want to have them eat cabbage first. So all I would do is I'm going to swing down to here. I'm going to X off the meat and the roasted meat and the regular meat, and now they're going to work on that cabbage. So let's check back in a couple days and see how they're doing there. Right, and if we look, so what I'm highlighted, the cabbage, so we have 800 stored, which gives us a total of 1440, like food, I don't know what you could think of it as, food points, let's say. And if you look at our demand, they're going to go through 120 a day, right? So we have a ton of cabbage. Before we go anywhere, let's look. Remember, before we go to town, so our food's really good, our water's really good, but our wood is way down, which means we only got like a piece or two of firewood left, which means they are going to start complaining. So before we go anywhere, let's get everything sorted out. Oh my god. That'll just happen when you're going too fast. Let's make a bunch. Yeah, that's why I always like to check that, because we could have gotten all the way to town and we want to do these missions next episode. I would have had to run all the way back here to put firewood in here.
Hey, I was using that.
I know, buddy. Calm down. So again, we'll get the 80 firewood. That should give us plenty of time to go on our trip and get back. Bum, bum, bum. All right, what do we got here? Firewood. Let's keep those bronze bars for now. So we got to buy animal feed. Anything else we can sell? We're going to keep those fishing spears. We do want to make a fishing hut pretty soon. We can sell this mead. And we're keeping our seeds. We're going to keep all the rest of our... I might make myself some copper tools again. I think everything else looks pretty good. So we have our bronze swords to sell. Let's pick up our soup. Our soup salesman. I don't think there's any other foodstuffs we want to sell. Ooh, that is going to put us overweight a little bit. That's annoying. Ooh, we can sell that beer. Alright, so anything we can drop? Kind of want to keep all this stuff. Definitely want to sell all of that. Alright. Let's get ready for our trip. Probably going to run into some wolves, is my guess. Sorry if there's a weird cut in there. Yeah, move around and I do something real quick. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go into town, and let's give us a second to kind of set up what we're going to do in the next episode. So we're going to get into town. I want to sell everything. And then once we do that, we'll see kind of money-wise how we're looking. Next episode's going to be, I kind of want to do like a mission-focused, I guess, episode. We can see if like the town missions, you know, on the board, obviously they give you rep. We can see if the people missions give you rep. I haven't done one of those in a while, so I don't remember. But I figured we could do some of that together. And that way, if we do a couple missions, plus we get... Actually, let's start with the bow. Maybe we can get a shot on something and then go to the sword if we need to. We can, you know, do a couple of those missions, get the Dynasty rep up, get this big mission in, and then hopefully that amount of rep will give us, you know, the opportunity to bring in a few people. So we're definitely a few people short of kind of where I want to get with everything being automated. Oh, what do we got here? There's some piggies. I do kind of want to take them out. I need the leather. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, it's a cheating spot. Oh, bad shot. Is he gonna bleed out? Oh yeah, he's bleeding. Oh, this is a good spot right here. Piggies can't do anything to me. Is this cheating? No. This is called having a good, you know, a good little spot to fight. I think that one boar went down. Do need these guys to stop running around like crazy people, though. Otherwise, they're gonna bleed out super slow. Come on, Peggy. There's one. Oh, God. He got smart. Haha. All part of my plan. We'll grab a little leather on the way. Ooh, and we did have a really good comment, and I'll probably... I'll talk about this comment in the... Where did that other boar go? Over here? And that is, once we get to town, and I did this in my co-op playthrough, but having a resource storage right next to town is an awesome idea, right? Because it basically, if you know, especially in our, like, we're trying to challenge, have a challenge of where we're kind of far away. So, if we have a resource storage close to town, what that lets us do is basically, go grab stuff real quick. So let's say that we do get one of those missions and we got to turn in some hammers or whatever. I don't have to run all the way back and then run all the way back to town, before we get this fast travel stuff set up. So that's a super good idea. We'll probably talk about that a little bit more in depth at the start of the next episode. For right now, just kind of keep on our way. Hopefully we can get there before nightfall. We might actually have to build a camp. Now, if you look, so normally, remember last time we ran through here, that was where that like hunting camp was? I can't remember what we got from there, but there was a hunting camp there. So that is gone with the new season, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring everybody along. Every season, everything will change, so there might be new camps. There could be little bandit places kind of hidden around, which I actually would prefer to not run into a bandit right now because I am super overweight. Well, not super overweight, but too overweight to fight. Some more piggies over there. Let's just try to get into town for now. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. A little bit of a vantage point up here. How are we looking up here? Yeah, not seeing too much. Something pretty cool about this game is the draw distance is pretty good. So, if there is something in the distance, usually you can kind of pick it out. Music changed. Thought we were about to fight something. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm kind of staying off the roads on the way down, and then on the way back, I'll go on the roads. That way you're kind of covering, any possible off-road stuff. And then on the way back, covering some on-road stuff. What was that? Some lynx or bobcats or whatever. So we are almost there. Yeah, so I think next episode should be a good one. We'll kind of see what kind of missions we got. Hopefully they're pretty good. I think we'll take a peek at those before we close off the episode here. It is looking like I might have to come out and throw a camp up. Oh, I want to shoot you. That way we can get to the next day, because a lot of everybody's, you can see they're kind of finishing up their work for the day, so we won't be able to do much. Which is fine. Let's do that off camera, and when I start, it'll be, the start of a new day. Just going through the gate over here, so we're by the mission board. See some horses over there. Can't wait to get a mount. That's definitely going to be a priority, probably in 2 or 3 episodes, getting a mount. All right, so we are back into town. Let's take a look real quick before we leave, if we got anything good here. 39 beetroot, so this might actually be a super easy one, because we might just be able to buy 39 beetroot, and then just basically give them to him. We'll get a couple coins back and the rep. Oh, here you go. A bag and, ooh, 9 bags and 1 bronze shovel, huh? That's kind of... 11 copper knives. That might be a pretty good one. Gives us 1,000 coins and 100 Dynasty rep. Okay. Well, when we come back next episode, we'll get on those missions. We'll get everything sold, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there. With all that being said, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Go out there, be a good person. Not that hard, and I will see you on the next one.